above me.
Blade Seed Studios coming back at you with another video. Today we are going to be starting a Minecraft hard mode Let's Play. Because console edition does not have hardcore, we have decided to do hard mode. I start out the world just like any other, collecting wood, gathering some wool, gathering some meat. I decided to use a bonus chest, so we are going to grab that as well. And you see here I am collecting tons and tons and tons of wood because my first build I want to be a decent sized build. Continue to collect wood, collect some more meat, killed lots of pigs, killed a few cows, chickens, whole 9 yards, collecting all the goodies. Finding this very small cave, there was a single piece of coal, literally a single piece of coal. Close by there is another cliff slash cave, whatever you really want to call it. Had a little bit of iron sticking out, so I took the opportunity to grab that without getting down into the mines. Once again, there is some more coal that I spotted, and a zombie villager attacking me, of course. The early game I wanted to collect as much coal as I possibly could due to it not spawning below deep slate, so when I finally go caving and mining and looking for diamonds, I'm never going to have enough coal. So I decided to get as much coal as I possibly could early game. Finding this nice little cave, I decided to build a small house next to it. Right in this cleared area is where I decided to build the small house. My idea for this house was to build not just a basic simple dirt house like every other Minecrafter does at the beginning of their world. I wanted to build something a little bit nicer that I could possibly live in for a little bit. So right about here I realized that I messed up my base. The windows wouldn't look even, so I just had to fix that. I fixed that real quick, made sure it looked good from the outside. Proceeded to make a crafting table and put it down, craft my door, add my torches so no monsters could bother me. Made a bed so I could sleep on the first night. Absolutely fantastic to sleep and not have to deal with any monsters. We saw that there were zombies outside and I just decided to go straight to bed. In the morning I started working on my flooring for the house. I decided to go with acacia wood and I believe it's spruce if I'm not mistaken to make a nice little checkered board styled base design for my floor. I decided to add a ladder into the side of my base so I could dig down and make a little basement. After finishing up my basement, I wanted to add a couple details to the outside of my house. I slapped down some oak fences, added a little bit of a small cobblestone path, added some shades to my windows, which I needed to craft more of, and added some little cobblestone pillars with torches on it to light up my house and the area around a little better. Finished up the shaders on the side of the windows, and continued to work on my house. Right around here is when I realized that I did not get enough wood for my first base, so went over, smacked that cow, and started collecting some more wood. I also went over to the beach and collected some sand so I could craft some glass for my house as well. And I hopped right over to my house and started working on my house again, adding some oak slabs to add to the roof. Further adding to my roof, I decided to add some oak stairs, also realizing that I needed to craft some more planks, and some more stairs. I get my first loop of stairs all the way around done, add in some more slabs, add a little bit more detail and texture to the build. Finishing up my roof and adding the final little details to it. Figured it looked pretty nice. I don't know what I was doing here with this corner piece. I added in my glass panes and then I decided to go caving. Went and got my first bit of coal down in the cave. Continued to mine. Finding all sorts of different things. Iron, coal, copper, all sorts. It didn't matter. I was collecting whatever I could, as much as I could. Didn't matter. My stone pickaxe just broke there, so I had to switch over to the iron pick. And then out of nowhere, I start getting attacked by a whole bunch of zombies. One literally had chain armor too. Decided to go up there. There wasn't anything up there. Found some more iron. This cave literally just went on for so long, forever. Like, it just was non-stop. I feel like that just every single time there was another turn or another exit or a different cave that attached to the cave. The new cave system in Minecraft is absolutely beautiful. At this point, I'm in the deep slate layer, and I'm just trying to get as much ore as I possibly can. It doesn't matter what it is, I'm just collecting as much as I can. Collecting a little bit of deep slate as well, because I like using it for my builds. Killed off this zombie, and then I built a nice little base right in the cave so I could start smelting some iron, get some iron armor, some iron tools, stuff like that. And then I got right back to mining, getting absolutely everything and anything that I could find. I know, you guys are probably yelling at me for running right past that diamond, but don't worry, I do get it. I just wanted to collect this iron and a little bit of deep slate first. Bounce back over to them diamonds. There was 2 diamonds in this batch, which was very nice, but the only problem was the fact that it wasn't enough to build a pickaxe. I really wanted a diamond pickaxe so I can get my obsidian. I continued mining and collecting absolutely anything and everything that I could. I found some gold, which was really nice because there doesn't really seem to be a whole lot of it. Got some redstone. Since we're down in the deep slate now, it's a little bit easier to come across those things. And I came across a 3rd diamond, which is fantastic. I could finally make my pickaxe. I was looking down in this cave, and this sneaky little skeleton just shot me down in here. And as you see, half a heart. I literally almost just died on my hard mode world, which would have sucked because I wanted to play it as if it was a hardcore world. Somehow managed to get out of this situation. My health managed to regenerate just enough so I could back off, get away, and my shield did not break, which I am so thankful for because if it broke, it would have been game over. It wouldn't have been good at all. I tried luring this massive outbreak of zombies away, but they just managed to keep hitting me and keep knocking my shield. I got really scared and started panic swinging my sword all over the place. I really did not want to die this early. Like, it's the beginning of this Minecraft world. Why would I want to die? I come cruising around where the skeleton was, and a baby zombie charges me. Them crazy little things, I cannot with those. They terrify me. And finding more diamonds in this wall here, I decided to turn back around and head back to my little cave base that I was building. Stored a bunch of my goodies, I started smelting some more items, crafted all of my, you know, large resources in the blocks so it'd be a little bit easier to store, and then I got back to mining. And don't worry, I didn't forget about that diamond. I built a little bridge over to it. There was only 1 diamond, sadly. And then me trying to, build around the lava and decided to jump into the lava and then almost died. And then out of nowhere, I heard a skeleton and I was like, oh, is it in front of me? Nope, I get shot in my back and literally almost die. One thing Minecraft has never fixed is the auto aim that the skeletons have. It's absolutely terrifying. After almost dying, I decided to get back to my little cave base and collect all of my valuable resources and things I wanted to bring back up to the surface because I ended up going back up. Collected a little bit more copper on my way out, and I'm back up to the house. I finished off the base a little bit earlier, so I decided to add my sign dating, the day that I built it and the time. I found this absolutely adorable little baby sea turtle. And then I spotted some sugar cane over in the distance, so I ran over and grabbed that because I very desperately needed it. Found some more in the distance. Found this absolutely gorgeous view of the world. I decided to start filling out my map so I can know what's around and not have to worry about anything. I found a nice little pack of dogs. Thankfully and luckily, I had some bones on me. These first two dogs took two bones, and this other dog decided to eat all of my bones, which really sucks. I got very excited to find a nice pack of dogs and collect all three of them. I got to the edge of the map and dyed my dog's collars blue and hopped in a boat that I crafted, collected my tools that I threw on the ground, and proceeded to keep filling out the map. Day in, day night, just kept pedaling over and over and over all night, all across the ocean, because I desperately wanted my map filled out so I could know what's around. I continued pedaling along and I found this little ocean monument and one of the netherrack ruined portals at the bottom of the ocean. I kept pedaling and eventually I found land again, which I wanted to explore, but I just kept filling out my map. I found another ocean monument all on one map, which is pretty crazy to think about because it's a large structure. I got the curse from the Elder Guardian and just kept swimming because I did not want to deal with them. Found a nice little ruined nether portal, grabbed my first bit of obsidian and a flint and steel because it would come in handy. I decided to block off the lava and rob the obsidian from this area, but also completely forgot that I had the mining fatigue from the Elder Guardian. But I managed to get rid of it and continue mining my obsidian, which took a little bit, but that's alright. We desperately needed it, and I didn't feel like going back down into the mine to get my obsidian. I hop back in my boat and proceed to continue to keep filling out my map. I hop on a little bit of land so I could finish exploring this ginormous mountain, which had some goats on it, which was pretty cool, I thought, and this absolutely massive cave. But I ignored the cave, didn't go down there. I found some surface coal and made sure to collect all of it. I mined coal all the way until my pickaxe broke, and then I decided to run home because I really needed coal for all my resources, and I needed to get that burning. And I really am amazed by this world. Like, it is just absolutely stunning, and I absolutely love it. I found some pumpkins in the Highlands area, and I ran into a nice small little village, which I decided I was going to build base camp at. After exploring the village for not even a whole minute, I found a decent sized cave connected literally right to the village, which was very nice. I got very excited over that. I decided to keep going through the village, seeing if there was anything that I could use, any resources, stuff like that. I wanted to see if there's a blacksmith, but there was sadly no blacksmith. However, I did notice that there was this nice little barn here that I have never ever once seen in a structure build for the village. Planted some sugar cane down near this little watery hole cave. Checked out the big old cave that's right near my house. Realized how massive it was and got very excited. Went and planted some more sugar cane because you can never get enough, especially when you're trying to get your enchantment table rolling. I proceeded to put away all my valuable items so I wouldn't lose them, and then put down my basic resources like crafting table, some furnaces, my bed, stuff like that. And then I ran over to smack the bell so I could get all the villagers in the house. I didn't want any of them dying, so I could make a possible villager breeder, and then just keep producing villagers. This little villager was being a little pesky. He didn't want to go in his house, but I managed to get him in. I harvested some wheat, planted some potatoes, so I could have lots of food and not have to worry about it. And then I ran past this pig, not realizing that he was trying to follow me around. I never realized that pigs like potatoes in Minecraft. So I was absolutely mind blown when these two pigs were trying to follow me around. I have never once even seen it. So I decided to bring them down into this little cow trap. The one pig was being a little pesky and he really did not want to come in, but that wasn't no big deal. I managed to get him in. And then that cow that fell down the cliff over there, I decided to get into the pen as well. And then we had a pig trying to escape, which figures, right? I bred the cows, I bred the pigs, made a couple babies so I could breed some more. I decided to light up the entire area around the village to make sure that there was no mobs that were possibly going to kill any of my villagers. I then decided to make my nether portal so I could go and check out exactly what's around in the nether. Obviously, I did not have a full amount. I only had 10, so I filled out my corners with deep slate. And then I lit it up with the flint and steel that I got earlier and hopped right in. And I very quickly came to the conclusion that this is a very bad nether portal spawn. The Crimson biome is nice because I can farm the pigs for meat, but at the same time, it's a lot scarier than other biomes. So I decided to go mining again for a little bit. Found this awesome dripstone cave, and the worst thing possible happens. I jump down and miss the water and completely die. Yeah. So I sat there for a solid second and just debated on if I wanted to delete the world because I died so early. But at the end of the day, I ended up deciding to keep playing on the world because I really enjoyed the way that the world was set up. So I proceeded to hop down the cave without actually dying this time to retrieve my stuff. And due to me getting my stuff, I obviously wanted to light up this part of the cave that I haven't been able to explore yet. I made my way back out, being careful this time not to aggro that Enderman, because I don't want to die to an Enderman after just dying from stupidity, just jumping off from a ginormous cliff and missing the water. So, after retrieving my stuff, I decided to go get some wood because I had another build idea in mind to start working on the village. I also ran into another baby sea turtle while chopping wood and got as much different kinds of wood as I could. I was very limited to my selection, sadly, but I made do with what I could. I then started to work on my wall for my village. That's going to be made out of birch wood, oak wood, and I am going to do a stone foundation around the bottom of it, which you guys will see in the next episode because this is getting to the end of this first episode. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate you guys so much. I hope you guys have a blessed day and stay safe. This is Blade Seed Studios, and I'm out.